guess so. All right, we're gonna call this meeting to order. It is 6:30. Roll call.
Jim,
Here.
Mark,
Here.
Gary,
Yep.
Dylan, Kim,
Yep.
Ellen, Matt.
Here. Approval of the agenda.
Motion to amend the agenda?
Okay, I need a second.
Second.
What is the amendment?
Add the purchase approval or possible approval of purchasing John Deere tractor
The
tires.
tires, this
Oh,
right
okay,
here.
okay.
Okay, we had talked about it, but we didn't get
I
it
must
on
not
there.
been there when you did.
So, do I have a second then?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are gonna move on to the public forum. Persons asking to speak to the board, reasonable amount of time not to exceed 5 minutes. Jeremiah and Julie Hartman.
I'm here.
If you'd like to step up and say your name and your address.
Jeremiah Hartman, 451 State Street, here in Redgranite.
Okay.
I just need approval to have my third dog. We just moved back up here. I got all their records, their shots, and all that stuff, if you guys want to see that.
Okay.
But
So they're all up to date on everything?
yes, everything.
Okay. And I guess, how'd you end up with 3 dogs?
We just moved back up here last November, so I didn't know there was 3 dogs limit in this town, in the village, so.
Oh, okay.
So we did get one. She's 8 months old now, so when we first moved back up here.
Okay.
But they're all spayed and neutered and up to date, got a fence around my yard.
Okay. If you want to have Becky get copies of the information, and then we will let you know on the decision how we're going to go about this, but it seems like you have everything up to date, so we just need to look at all the formalities, and then we can let you know.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. So the little one is.
Yes, all of them
Oh,
are
all of them.
paid, but for her, the Roxy, the new one, she doesn't get her. She's looking at the agenda roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
we'll do that at the end.
Huh?
We'll do that at the end.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, I'll make sure I get back to you before you leave.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So next month we're gonna meet till last day, January.
I guess I
Write
don't
down
think
so you
about
always remember.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have a phone number? Once you can.
731.
That way we can get a call. Okay. She's gonna make copies.
After I do that, do I have to be here? Are you guys gonna call for that?
Well, it'll be on the agenda for next month.
Okay.
We just need time to talk about it and just
So
make
come
sure
back
that.
next month and-
Yeah.
Or we'll let you know ahead of time too. I think we usually give everybody a call or something, don't we? But, yeah, we just like to kind of look at everything, make sure everything's good and that everything's up to snuff, and that we do the whole dot the I, cross the,
Yeah, gotcha.
all right.
Sounds good.
So that way, if there's any problems or anything like that, we like to look into it just a little bit, just to make sure everybody's safe.
All right, perfect.
All right. All right, so we're okay to move on then, Becky?
Yes.
All right, it does not look like we have any other public forums, so we're going to move on to approval of the minutes. Regular board meeting of October 21st, 2024.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Reports. Clerk, forthcoming events and correspondence.
I made it through my first presidential election. With a few bumps and bruises, but we had 534 voters.
Wow, this could be a record.
99 of those were new registers.
Really?
Yeah, it was a good turnout. We were busy. And then Wednesday, WBAY which is Channel 2, is coming at 10:30 to interview Gail Pariotti.
Pariotti.
Okay, sorry. For the lights for snipe. So I talked to the ladies and they said they're not sure who called it in or how Channel 2 heard about it, but they're gonna interview her, so. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. President, forthcoming events and correspondence. Don't have a whole lot. Just wanted to say that the girls did a great job. Like Becky said, there was a few bumps and bruises with the first presidential election, but she came through. She made her.
I slept so good on Wednesday.
It was tough.
A long day.
Trying to
It was a long
get
day.
things done around here was real tough for a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of sketchy.
But everybody's doing a great job. Everything seems to be going pretty well in the village. Seems like we're moving forward with a lot of positive things and hoping that we can keep that whole positive vibe going here and keep things upbeat. And with Christmas and everything coming, I'm hoping that we can have a nice holidays and everybody can spend some time with the families and all that good stuff. So, yes, ma'am.
I do have a question. We had a couple of people ask about the donations that you want to send to,
Oh.
for Christmas.
Yep.
To the hurricane.
Yep.
Instead of taking them out to your trucking, can they drop them here?
Yep, and I did receive some out at the trucking, today I think they got there, so we're gonna be starting to get those together. So if anybody has any Christmas gifts that they'd like to get sent off to the hurricane victims, it'd be much appreciated. I'm hoping probably maybe at the latest by like Thanksgiving or shortly after Thanksgiving, I'd like to get them up to the guy and get them on the truck and get them going, so hopefully they can get down there for all the people. So if anybody has any donations, feel free to give me a call or bring them here or out to my shop. That'd be great. So, all right, then we will move on to the finances, personal, and insurance. And I guess Dylan is stuck in New Jersey, so I will take over on this for tonight. Approval of the bills listed for payment and financial reports. In the general fund, we are looking at checks number 115270 through check number 115334 in the amount of $89,561.01. Water fund, check number 62006032 through check number 62006051 in the amount of $3,708.45. Sewer fund, check numbers 63006863 through 63006884 in the amount of $14,380.26. Payroll, we're looking at checks number 420 through 613 and 623 through 627 in the amount of $50,775.67. With a grand total of $158,425.39.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, consider act on approval of the 2025 budget public hearing meeting to be held on Monday, December 2nd, 2024 at 5:30 PM.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consider act on approval of special board meeting to be held immediately following the 2025 budget public hearing meeting for adoption of 2025 budgets and approval of the 2025 levy, tax levy.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consider act on approval of employee appreciation gift of $75 per employee.
Motion
to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Library, Jeannie, monthly update, please.
The packet that I gave you this month, basically reminded you that the Civic Center is having a meeting at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. They're building a fundraiser for the flooring in there. Friends of the library, you have an infographic there. That was an assignment that I had to do for a class. So I decided to do something that I had been talking just numbers about. But it's basically just about our book sales and our basic retail space in the library that we created to not only provide more materials beyond our budget into the library for people to use, but to fundraise and stuff. So that's kind of what you're seeing. Plus you're going to see, when I first started, they only did a couple events a year and at most would make $500. Now we've kind of quadrupled all that at no real cost to me at any time, other than keeping friends motivated and joined and providing them opportunities to volunteer in the community. The next thing you'll see is part of the cohort that we're doing. As I mentioned before, 2 libraries in Ashoka County are doing that this year out of 10 in the state. One is Plainfield, the other one is us. Last year, Paloma and Wacoma did it. It's a very formalized community outreach. It's tested, true. It's from basically Wisconsin Department of Library Services. But basically, we're going to be meeting people from the community leaders to put input into this. And it's not just about the library, it's about the whole community as a thing. Again, we got a grant for half of this. And then I've already approved funding for the actual survey part that will, is about $995. So I've already received funding for that. So there'll be no cost to the village other than our half that I'm trying to pay for out of the leftover of our budget this year if I can. Otherwise, I'll sell more books to try and pay for it. Maybe the friends will help. But what this will do is it's going to provide us a strategic plan. It will identify things in the community that we need to address that perhaps people don't know about, and have input. Are we doing the right path? Are we doing the right thing? Are we addressing the right stuff? And to also kind of inform the changes of the 21st library, 21st century library. For example, the workforce is the lowest now in ever where they stay in a job for any length of time. The average is, I think I wrote it, 3.9 years, and that was from January 24. So you're having people who are working, not retired, who have to learn or navigate new job skills about every 3 years. Libraries are instrumental in this. I can't tell you how many times we're helping people not only educate themselves to get better skills, but to apply in this digital world. So that's kind of interesting. One thing that also the library is, through the library system getting, is Ancestry.com. So you don't have to pay a personal subscription to that. Your library card will do that. That's part of our Winnifox fees that goes into paying for some of these online databases that perhaps I have not done a good job in explaining what we have available to our community members. And so now that I'm able to work more, I can do this more and get that out. So what's coming out, Ancestry.com, is in 2025. We'll start in January. Creative Bug is a new thing that's out there that is a pay for prescription thing, and I kind of gave you a little blurb about that. That's free for library users as well. They just have to use their library card. Chilton manuals, those big manuals that would be on the shelves in libraries, or you would buy in your own repair shop. We have all online now. You can do that from home. You don't even need to be in the library. All the newspaper articles and historical indexes that we have. I went also last week, we had a big meeting about digitization when I first started. That was a big thing that I knew that our library and our community wanted, so we're looking at trying to raise money to actually digitize, so it's searchable in a database. We have a lot of content, we keep getting content, so I put it out on Facebook when I don't have identification of faces, or maybe we have, what is on the picture is incorrect, so people in the community are responding back to us, so we can digitize it with correct information. That's a very expensive process, so hopefully we can get some grants. I am looking at getting equipment that will properly digitize from the camera down. So I'm hoping with the Friends of the Library, some of our book sales will put some money towards that type of equipment to preserve our local history. So Cookie Walk is coming up, so we'll have a history display kind of when it's starting, so that's part of the process, to come and look at it. If you know anything about the pictures, there'll be little journals that you can write down so we can try and get some proper information. I would say the Jesslyn family is walking knowledge of the history around here, and they've been very, very helpful in getting some of this information correct. So I guess, upcoming program, AI is here, and we have to embrace it. So this winter, we're going to be doing a lot of programming about AI, what you can do, what it is, don't be afraid of it, or maybe be afraid of it, and online tax filing. So that'll be in January and February.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go on to machinery, garbage, and ordinance. Gary.
Jim, monthly update?
I have none.
Roger that. Number 2, discussion on new skid steer purchase. Back to you, Jim.
So in your packet, it shows a machine that we'd want to purchase. It has a lot of options on it. It has cab air, or it has air heat, and air ride seat, and it's got a lot of features like float and self-leveling and things like that. And when I spec'd it out, made sure that it had the biggest tires you could have on it, because we were thinking about tracks, and the more I thought about it, we spend most of our time, 60% of our time on blacktop. And anybody that I talked to, any dealer or anything, said absolutely not. And most municipalities do run just tires. So with that said, and I talked to a couple of guys, and I told them that instead of putting $12,000 towards the trailer, I'd rather put it towards the equipment that we need. And I can get a trailer, if we have to move the thing for whatever reason, I can get a trailer from the county. They have 3 of them. So I went and looked at one used one with 150 hours on, and for $1,500 or $2,500 more, we can get a new one, 2025. So that's where that extra money for the trailer went to, is into a newer machine. And I also have a broom attachment, so we can use that for sidewalks with light snow and what have you, in a lot of the streets. And then also a snow pusher, I couldn't get that to copy off. So that's an 8-foot snow pusher where we can push snow around in parking lots and all over the place to help speed things up when we have enough help. And then the other one is the ditch mower that we discussed a while back. And that's what that looks like.
Is that it then?
Yep, so
Thank you.
if there's any questions, please ask.
Anybody got any questions at this time? All right.
That's the price I heard.
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Number 3, consider act on approval of reimbursement for Jim Frederick in the amount of $1,200 for 30 engine hours for the use of his skid steer.
But I think that has to be approved on it, what we just talked about. Motion to approve. Discussion only?
Yeah, that was just discussion only on the skid steer.
You amended
It's supposed to be both,
your
act on and discussion.
You got a motion to approve this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll second it.
All right, so we're at the part with Jim for the
Yes.
rentals, so we have a motion and a second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah, as far as the skid steer purchase, I mean, we've already approved the money, we just gotta figure out how we're gonna do this, because it's actually in next year's budget, so that's where I was telling you, we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna, so we'll have to come back to that, because it's only under discussion right now, okay?
Okay,
There's a time limit out there. on
No,
that.
we'll get it taken care of, just hang tight for a moment. All right, so municipal buildings,
Do you
Tim.
want to put this under machinery too?
oh yeah, that was supposed to be,
Oh, yeah, I guess we could do that, yep. So, the amendment that we did to the agenda when we first began was for some tires that were purchased for the tractor that the village owns. So,
Make a motion to approve it.
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so then we're gonna move on to municipal buildings, monthly update, Tim,
Well, as far as I know, we ain't got nothing on there right now.
okay? So then we'll move on to parks and cemetery. Ellen is not here, so Gary,
How the park's looking, Jim?
Today they started installing the fence for the pickleball court. So if it doesn't rain, they should be done tomorrow with it. They didn't get all the posts in, so maybe it'll take an extra day and then go tomorrow.
Okay.
So that'll be all done except for the section they're gonna leave out. So next spring they can come in and coat it. They have to leave a section of the section that fence out for that to be done. That's all I have for that.
Okay, thank you. Number 2, consider act on approval on amount to purchase Christmas lights to be used at Veterans Park.
I probably didn't explain myself very well. We're not purchasing any lights for the park.
Oh, okay.
So what this is that, and I don't mean any disrespect in any means, but a lot of people have come up to me and want the park to be different. Since the village is changing, they want the park to change. Because they said the snipe is fine, but other people have memorial stuff, like they want to put a tree and decorate up in the parks and stuff also. So I guess not this year, but next year, I think we should do something like Berlin does, but it has to be all on volunteer, because we don't have the time to, we can get the tree up, but it's up to the volunteers to get them decorated and lit and stuff like that. But people want to change in the park, from what I heard, and I agree that there should be a change in the park.
Maybe over the next year we can,
So I'm just bringing this out now because it's close to Christmas time, and so we can discuss it throughout the winter.
yeah, we can
And come up
solicit,
with some type of plan.
recommendations and stuff for
Yeah,
next year.
so, from what I heard, so that's, so starting next, so we can just discuss it throughout the year. I can put it on the agenda if I have some things figured out, and we can talk about it.
Okay, since we're not buying any lights, we don't need the approval then. And number 3, discussion of perpetual care service at Foster Road Cemetery. Mike?
Yeah, I guess what I can do is I can give you a report of what we've done at the cemetery so far as burials and interments. We've had 4 full burials with another one scheduled for Saturday, and 3 interments, our remains are buried directly in the ground. As far as the perpetual care goes, in looking up information back in 1991, November of 1991, the state passed a statute that said any cemeteries that sell grave sites, upon the sale of the grave site, 15% of the sale needed to go into a perpetual care account. the perpetual care account was a fixed account that could not be accessed. The only way that you can get money from the perpetual care account is to spend the interest that the account has gained. Now, I don't know what the village has done with that. It was brought up to me when they were doing the budget, and there was a perpetual care item in the budget, and nobody knew anything about it. So I don't know what the village has done as far as,
And that's the reason why we were trying to figure this out, because there was nothing. It's never been taken out as far as we know, so that's
as
why
far as I know either.
when it came up, we were kinda like, what do we do here? So that's why we were trying to figure out, and I guess Becky must have talked to you and said that your wife had dealt with this through.
Cindy deals with St. Mark's
Yeah.
Cemetery.
Yep, and so that's what, I asked Becky to ask you, to ask your wife how you guys deal with it, and now that you've figured out that helps a lot, so.
Okay, and I don't know what the ramifications are gonna be for every lot that has been sold since 1991, that nothing has been put into perpetual care. Because the way that the mowing and everything is done now is
Budget.
out of the budget.
Yep,
If you've got anything for, ask Cindy.
At St. Mark's, they actually take out 50% of the leasing of the plot, and that goes into a perpetual care. We have an investment fund, and then if we need any money, we can use the interest off of that. But we've been doing it probably since day one. So it's just that I even talked to our cemetery committee and said, do you want to lower that to 25%? They don't have to be taking out 50%, but no, they stuck with the 50%, so.
okay.
The other thing that they have too is they have a cemetery account where when someone passes away and they leave money to the cemetery, it doesn't go into the perpetual care account, it goes into the cemetery account that is free assets. I mean, they can take it out for anything that, that they want to do in the cemetery.
Okay,
So,
okay, well, I guess
so
we'll,
you're gonna need to talk to your village lawyer as far as what the,
yeah. All right, well, I do appreciate the help, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, so then we are moving on to police and fire. Tim?
Okay, let's see, that's on there. Bree, is there anything you wanna bring up?
Yeah, I got a few things. So, we are still drowning in prison investigations. I just had 15 cases added with the evidence that came in yesterday from the prison. So, working on that. I went to the prison community relations meeting, and then Kyle went to the disturbance control meeting over at the prison. We set up the speed trailer at Quick Trip. The trailer is set to trip red and blue lights at 36 miles an hour. So that's why people in the 35-mile-an-hour zone are getting the red and blue lights, but the trailer is set in the 25 zone. So it's kind of conflicting there, but it's understandable why it's there. We're also working on winterizing our video trailer. Jason, our IT guy, is working on setting up video storage for the video from the trailer on the NAS storage system in the office. And Kyle received the telephone pole donated by Alliant Energy to install at the Quarry parking lot for surveillance camera, and we will discuss the installation location at the committee meeting tomorrow. We've got EVOC training tomorrow in Watoma. Myself and Matt are going, and training with Matt is going well so far. He's got a little bit left to learn. And then my last item kind of rolls in with number 3 here, but Jason, the IT guy, just found out that we have a service and support contract on the server that provides internet access for the police and clerk's office. So Kyle said we'll split the cost 50/50 with the clerk. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, we can guess we're off on 2, too. So I guess we'll go right to 3. Consider act on approval of municipal building router support contract for 3 years with Data Pro at a cost of $1,050. I miss Jeff. I guess we'll go back to you, Jeff.
New fire engine is here. It will be finished the next day or two, but if we have a fire tonight, it's gonna roll. It's ready to go, we just haven't got everything transferred from the old truck to the new truck yet. Mark took it out to have some work done this afternoon, and hopefully tomorrow and Wednesday we'll get it switched over.
How many operators do we have for that truck?
We had a half a dozen of us that were up at the class when you guys were up there watching us, so everybody that's trained to run the engines can run that truck.
Good,
They just have to learn how to use the phone, but the rest of it's the same as the other trucks.
excellent.
The rescue truck, Mark went up and went over with the builder last Thursday. It's 99.9% done. They got some stickers and stuff to finish putting on and some work to clean up. They hope to have it to us before the week is over, if not next week.
And that comes fully operational as soon as it comes
We
off?
still got some work we gotta do. We'll have to put our handheld radios and flashlights
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff in it, stuff that's on the existing truck that'll go into the new one. But it's not a day's worth of work, we're hoping. And with next week being the state week off for deer hunting, if they don't get it done this week, we probably won't get it till the first week of December, but they're hoping to get it done this week. They were gonna call us as soon as they got it finished up.
Okay. Is there any word on tanker?
Which tanker?
Looking for a used?
We haven't had time to be looking. We bid on one, there was one that came up on the state fire chief's email link between everybody that was a decent looking truck. They went and looked at it. We bid up to $12,500 for it, and we were outbid, we didn't get it. FEMA grant opened, I think yesterday or today, and we're gonna try and write a grant, but that doesn't mean you get it. I mean,
Well, good luck on it.
Nash Grove just got their new tender and they paid $375,000 for it or something.
Does that have a pump in it or just take a tanker?
Small pump.
Small pump?
We would not, ours would be more like 400 because we would put a 500-gallon pump on the engine.
Yeah.
Not a little gas in a compartment pump.
Okay. Thank you. I guess we'll go back to number 3. Consider act on approval of municipal building router support 3-year contract for Data Pro for $1,050. Sign with the green sheet.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, sewer and water, Mark.
Monthly update.
Steve took a class 2 weeks ago, biosludge handling, and he's got signed up for another round of tests coming up in, I think, December. We've been winterizing fire hydrants, and Badger State came and hauled out 421,000 gallons of sludge for us. We only had to haul it one time this year. And that's all I got for monthly updates.
Review the support letter for the Pearl Lake Protection and Rehabilitation District for available grants.
So the Pearl Lake Protection and Rehabilitation District contacted us earlier this month asking for a support letter from the village of Redgranite. What this support letter is just saying that we're a neighboring village that supports them applying for a grant to collect monies for the study on them protecting their watershed and restoration of the lake. So, the deadline for that was Friday, so we sent that out. And just wanted to let you guys all know that they were requesting a support letter from us, and the Washare County sent them a support letter in neighboring communities. So it doesn't tie us to anything, it's just them being able to collect money for the study.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, streets, sidewalks, ditches, Matt.
Got any updates for us, Jim?
No, I do not at this time.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to municipal business. Are there anything on any of these people?
No, no records.
All right, so we are going to consider act on approval of application for the operator's licenses effective November 19th, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 for Michael Moore, Candy Burner, and David Dodd, 2 for Conan Oil for Candy and David, and Michael Moore for Irish Pub.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, items to be placed on the next board meeting.
The dog thing.
You already got the one I talked about there.
Yeah, I've got,
Which one? Skid steer?
I'm gonna try and get that pushed through
We gotta get that
beforehand.
before, right?
Yeah. So, I don't really have anything right this moment, other than dogs. Anybody else have anything that they know? Okay. Motion to adjourn then? Unless
So
anybody.
moved.
I'll second it then.
Okay, so first, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everybody.
So if you don't make it, I'll take care of it.
I'll just give it to you.
I know.